the thing that I love the most about Venue Nest is it meets venue owners where they are, and it gives them the tools to be able to go where they need to go next. And that's what I love about the community is even if you're small or you're starting out or you're not even sure if you want to get into the venue space, this is the great first step of even knowing what to do or what questions to ask or the struggles that people are having. This is the Venue Nest podcast, a space where every part of being a venue owner gets to exist. The beautiful parts, the hard parts, and everything in between. Welcome back to the Venue Nest podcast. I am your host, Ashley Shepherd, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Kelsey Smith. And today's episode is especially for people who are even thinking about owning a wedding venue and also people who are running one successfully and are ready to take the next step. Because today we are talking about what is Venue Nest and why was it built. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is the aspect of community. So when we first started Venue Nest, I'm going to back up just a little bit because when we first started, we went straight software first. And we went straight software because we wanted to solve so many problems, right? We wanted to give people the tools for them to be able to implement right inside their business immediately. But just kind of like failure does, it always teaches us more than success does. And so we've kind of had to backtrack just a little bit and really get down to the why and get down to why we're doing this for anyone inside the wedding industry in terms of ownership or operators in venues. And the biggest thing that I think we have found is as we've talked to people who own venues is they feel extremely lonely. It is a very isolating place because it's such a small business. And so first, before we kind of go into the community, as you've ran a venue by yourself, what do you feel like the most isolating thing is when you're operating and running it alone?
I think that there's nobody who understands. This industry is kind of a niche industry where, yes, there may be a lot of other venues, but there aren't a lot of other venues who are willing to collaborate, willing to give you help when you need it. And so it feels very alone where you're like, I don't feel like anybody can understand me.
Yeah.
So it's a really unique place to be.
Yeah. It's such a small industry in perspective where there's not a lot of data. And so when you need information, you really have to go to local venue owners who are in your area or, semi-regional around you. And I think what we found is some people are very open and they'll share their numbers, they'll share bookings, they'll share what's working. And then you have other people who really see you as a threat and kind of push you away. And I think that's the challenging space to be in when you're running a small business is you want that information, but you don't know where to turn. And so as we were building this out and we stepped back and listened to really what venue owners and operators needed, they needed a space to go and connect with people. They needed, some type of platform that was built specifically for them in terms of community. And so before we even built out the software, we decided that the very first thing we needed was that community aspect. And so maybe tell our listeners what the community platform is and why it was the first build. What will they be able to expect or see when they sign up for free?
I love that question because it is the core foundation of everything that we're doing. And for anybody who's listening, what the Venue Nest community is a space where any venue owner can sign up for free. And I think people need to know that. This is not something that's like a free now, charged later.
Yes.
Absolutely not. This is something that will be free forever. And it's very much intentionally designed that way.
I think say that into the camera so people literally understand. It is free forever.
This is not a trick. This is not a joke. Our free community will always be free. And that's very intentional because we wanted a space, no strings attached, where people can come, that you can ask questions. If you have questions about marketing, there's going to be a marketing tab where you can go and say, what has everybody else had questions about? And you can go see that. There's going to be a really cool map feature where when you sign up, you can put in your venue information and you can see what other venues are a part of the Venue Nest community that are around you, that are across the nation. And it's going to give you a really cool collaboration opportunity and networking opportunity. And I think one thing that's really important that I would love for venue owners to understand is no question is a bad question. Absolutely not. And I think that this is going to be a space that is allowing people, you can be vulnerable. You can share something that you're really struggling with that year, but you can also share your wins, because we're going to have a full section dedicated to wins in the community. When you've had a great booking month, please share that. Bring people along the journey with you, because people care. And I think that's what this community is going to be. So what else would you say?
Yeah, I love that. I think just to emphasize the free aspect of it, the reason this is kind of our entry first tier of it being free is we really want all venue owners to feel like they have a space. Maybe they're not ready for the other platforms or the other tiers, I should say, but they still want to be included. They want to know like what's going on. They want to be able to connect. And the thing that I love the most about Venue Nest is it meets venue owners where they are, and it gives them the tools to be able to go where they need to go next. And that's what I love about the community is even if you're small or you're starting out or you're not even sure if you want to get into the venue space, this is the great first step of even knowing what to do or what questions to ask or the struggles that people are having. So I know for us as venue owners, the community is a big aspect that we can use on a daily basis, where you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel like you have nowhere to go. You can go. It's heavily monitored by our admin to make sure that it's a safe place always, that you can ask questions and not feel criticized, that you can go and get advice from someone who has maybe been in the industry a little bit longer than you. I just know that when I started out, I guess when we started out, because I built it and then you ran it. So when we started, wouldn't you have just loved a place to go ask questions where you're just like, I don't know what this looks like?
Yes. I even thought about this the other day, even as we've been more seasoned venue owners, you could say. I had a question the other day about why are we getting so many canceled tours? And my first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be able to ask this in the community.
Yeah.
And see if it's maybe just us, if it's a regional thing. And so it's things like that to make me so excited for this. And I think one thing I would love for you to explain to everybody is, what is the structure of Venue Nest? Because there are a couple different tiers. I would love for you to explain maybe each tier and how it builds on the last, and kind of what the big picture of Venue Nest is.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to end the community, because I had one thought before you stopped. So on the community per se, the community is actually only open to anyone who is operating inside a venue. So I think one of the things that sets us apart, I just always am thinking like, what sets us apart? Why would people want to join this community? Is it's not other vendors in our industry that are allowed to come be on the platform right now. Really, it's built for venue owners and venue operators to ask questions. So no one can come on and like solicit, use me as a florist or use me. They can't go out and promote themselves, which I've kind of seen sometimes, in other forums, where this really is just collaboration on the operational side of running a venue and the emotional side, because that's when you can have vulnerability and you can really connect with people who get exactly what you're going through. So I just wanted to make that little plug.
I have one more thing too.
Oh, crap. Okay.
I have one more thing.
I'm going to get to your other question.
I think something that's unique about this is we have actually worked with software developers to build this platform so intentionally. This is not another Facebook page.
That's a good point.
Like this has full contact cards for venues. This has a map of where venues are at. This has categorized questions about what has been asked.
Yeah.
So this is not just another Instagram page. It's not another Facebook page. It is literally built out by software developers with venue owners in mind.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that's really cool about the community aspect.
That's a great point. So after you join the free community and you kind of start interacting with people, you start connecting, you start getting these little nuggets of information. Really, the next tier, to your point, is our education, which is Venue Nest University. And Venue Nest University is divided into categories, all categories that you would obviously use inside your venue. We have operations, we have sales, we have leadership, different things to help you navigate how to run your space. And in each of those tiers, you have lessons that you can go do, and you can have actionable items right then, things that you can implement in your business today. And so it's a whole build out of each course and how you can learn the different things that maybe you're struggling with inside your venue today. And so that is our first subscription tier. And so that's the first paying tier. Now, something to kind of emphasize there is I think that it depends on where you're at in your journey of ownership or operations. Because I could see someone who owns a venue who maybe is still doing things manually, right? They're pen and paper, people are coming in to sign contracts, and they're maybe a little hesitant about what that next step looks like for them. So I would encourage them to just start with Venue Nest University. Start with the education. Learn about automations. That's one of the courses. Like, learn about the automations. Don't let them scare you. Well, how are you not scared? Go through the course and see that it can be personalized, that it doesn't have to sound like a robot, and all of the different things so that you feel confident going from pen and paper to automations and software. So I think that the education platform, it really helps people learn where they need to go inside their business. And it could be a lot of different things. It's not just, moving up to the next tier, which would be the software, but it's just learning, how do I hire the right venue director? How do I even know who to hire? How do I know the steps of hiring? What is the hiring process? What is the interview questions? Like, there's just so many things inside there that I think entrepreneurs as a whole can just benefit greatly from. Like, I actually might be most excited about the educational piece just because I think a lot of people are searching for answers and they just don't know where to go. And so the community kind of starts that conversation, but Venue Nest University is really where you get the facts and the knowledge to be able to start somewhere inside your business.
Yes. And I think something important to note is these courses are built out from a venue owner's perspective, things that we've actually really struggled with.
Yeah.
And then we are taking them and turning them into real actionable items. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. And I think something that's also cool is this is not like you pay one time, you get X amount of courses. These courses are constantly going to be coming out.
Yes.
So it's not like, okay, I've done all the lessons in marketing. Oh no, you're going to keep getting more lessons in marketing. So as you build your knowledge, you're going to keep getting more and more and more.
Yeah. So, and it'll start with beginners all the way to advanced. Yeah. So going back to Venue Nest really suits the needs of all venue owners and operators. It doesn't matter if you're beginning or you're seasoned. There will be lessons inside of there for you that kind of make you stop and say, oh, I haven't thought about that. Or, oh, I should change that inside how I'm operating right now. So that's what I love about it. So once you kind of feel like you've been in Venue Nest University for however long, I think every person is different. Some people might skip that and go right to implement. But the next tier would be our implement, which is the actual software. So once you've learned kind of the things that you need to know about running a venue or how to optimize how you're running your venue, then you can move to the next tier, which is the software. And the software, oh, you guys,
it's
you
insane.
Guys.
It's
Not
insane.
only is it just like so beautiful and aesthetically pleasing, because that was crucial to us inside this industry.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It gives you the exact tools to run your venue in a space of clarity and confidence. Just like if you're listening and you're feeling so overwhelmed and just like so much chaos in your mind, or you don't even know where to go because you're just exhausted, I just want you to know there's hope. Like, there is hope that you can find a system that will offload the chaos inside your brain, that it gives you the tools to never lose a booking because it automatically responds and it brings in all the communication into one place, and it identifies exactly where your clients are in exact stages and what's happening. And I just love it so much. Obviously we've been using it. And so I love how it's helped our venue directors. Like, they love it.
I know. And I think one thing that I love about Venue Nest is I know a couple venue owners out there may be paying for several different softwares.
Yes. Well, we were. I think we were paying for 5. Didn't
we were paying for a scheduling platform, a platform to do layouts. We were paying for
a CRM.
We were paying for somewhere to keep our contracts. And what VenueNest does is it lets you eliminate paying for 5 different softwares down into one.
Yeah.
Down into one. And kind of like we had mentioned, it covers every aspect of running a venue.
Yeah.
It does your layouts.
Yep.
It does your automations. It does your contracts. It integrates with Stripe for your payments. So every aspect of how you run a venue, it covers.
Yeah. But it was built specifically for venues.
Right.
I think that's really critical aspect of this is we only had venues in mind when we built this.
Yep.
We didn't have any other vendors. We didn't have any other, entrepreneurs. We wanted this software to be so specific to venues that it was built out only for venues, for people who are hosting events in a space. And I think that's just something that separates us so drastically from other things that are out there, other options that venue owners could be looking at, is that this was designed for only one market.
100%.
And so everything that we do goes back to, does this help the venue owner or operator? Does it make their life easier? Does it help them feel seen? Does it help them feel like they can grow? And so that's a big difference. And really what I would say as you're just looking in the market, like compare those things. See what other softwares do. See what VenueNest does. And as you continue to learn, I think you'll be so excited about what the implement can do inside your business.
100%. And I think we are just scraping the surface with talking about all the features on this podcast. So if you're listening and you're interested, go to our website and really take a deep dive about every single feature that there is.
Yeah.
And compare this to other softwares and see.
I love it. So what would you tell the venue owner who is more like us, who runs like venues, maybe one, maybe multiple, and they're doing great, revenues coming in, and they're kind of just like, where do I go now? How do I grow even more? I think that kind of lends into our last tier, which is grow. Maybe explain what that is and how it can just ignite even more growth for people who are maybe just feeling a tiny bit stagnant.
Yeah, like they've kind of hit a wall.
Yeah, like they're like, I'm ready to go to the next level, but like, how do I do this? And how do I do it in a way that like doesn't just put more on my plate?
100%. So grow, our final and last tier, is actually you have the software and then you have ads that are done for you. So these ads are going to be built out for venue owners. I think there is a difference between maybe people who run ads that aren't doing it specifically for venues. This is specifically with venues. You are going to reach brides and grooms and couples, period. Yeah. So this tier really is for the venue who kind of, like you said, has hit a wall and they don't know where to grow and maybe haven't tapped into ads. Because ads can be tricky, ads can be tough.
Yeah.
And if you aren't necessarily in that world, you want to make sure you are spending your ad dollars effectively.
Yeah.
And that's what this tier is for.
Yeah,
what would you add to it?
Yeah, I just would say the first thing that comes to my mind is done for you marketing.
100%.
And that every tier builds on itself. When you purchase the VenueNest University, and then you move into the implement, which is the software, you get the software and the university. And then once you get the software and you go to the grow, which is the done for you marketing, you obviously have all 3, well, all 4 now, because you have the software, you have VenueNest University, you have the community, and you have the done for you marketing aspect of it. So the thing that is just the most unique about VenueNest is that it meets you where you are. Like that was so important to us when we built it out, is we didn't want to build something that only catered to people who were already successful, that were already having revenue, that were already feeling like they've got it. But we wanted to build it for someone who's even just looking at maybe starting a venue, how they've like saved all their money. They have this retirement fund and they just are like, I'm so passionate about weddings or events that they want to start one. I just think that it's a beautiful way that reaches all people in venue ownership or operations, that wherever you are, VenueNest can be there for you. And so I think my biggest thing is just start with the community. Just join it. It's free. It's always going to be free. And it's just a place to connect and grow together. And when you're ready to take the next step, take it. And we'll be here to support you all along the way.
Yeah, I think you have to know that we are people behind a screen.
Yeah.
It's always going to be somebody who actually genuinely cares about you, who is taking care of you through our support email, through our Instagram, through our podcast. Like, we see you and we hear you. Please connect with us.
Yeah.
Please join our community, and you have the ability to actually DM. So DM us if you have questions. DM us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, these are
and
humans.
Feedback.
Yeah,
like,
please.
We're venue owners, and our job is to continue to help other venue owners as we've started this community. And the only way we do that is to get feedback. To
100%.
say, hey, I would love this. I would love this. I would love this. And so our commitment is that we will continue to learn and grow, and we will continue to help other venues, owners or operators learn and grow. And together we can help this industry be collaborative. We can help it be supportive, and we can just love it along the way.
Yeah, we're going to help make this a less lonely space.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what you feel from this podcast and from Venue Nest in general. So we are so excited.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's a better word for it.
Nope.
For you to just experience it.
Yep.
So go join our community, and we'll see you in there soon.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. Until next time, friends. Peace. I hope something in today's conversation made you feel a little more seen.
And a little less alone in all of this.
If it did, take a minute to rate, review, and subscribe. It helps more venue owners find this space.
And if there's something you're navigating, we'd love to hear from you.
You can find us on all of our socials, but more importantly, go join our Venue Nest community.
We're so glad you're here.
We'll see you next week.